All right, shalom, everybody in the classroom, shalom.
Shalom.
Everybody online, shalom. The second installment of the Sabbath service, giving all honor and glory to Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Malak Yahushai. Most High willing, everybody ate well on the first lesson. We're going to kick back off and put a little more meat and a little more bread and wine into your system spiritually and dive a little deeper in these waters with Ezekiel Chapter 28 and the prince and the king of Tyrus. So let's go into it.
Ezekiel Chapter 28 and verse 1. The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God, I sit in the seat of God, in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man, and not God, though thou set thine heart as the heart of God.
Yeah, quick point. Let's go to Psalms 49 and 3. So this is a dark saying, right? A dark saying is a mystery in the Bible, where you need the wisdom and light of the Lord to be shed upon it that you can know what it's talking about. You had an actual Prince of Tyrus, Itbaal, of antiquity, but now this is more so parabolically talking about the so-called white man. But it's a dark saying. He is the modern day Prince of Tyrus. Right? Tyrus is an ancient city, right? Near or exactly on where modern day Lebanon is, north of Israel. Right? So you can read about the Zidonians and the men of Tyre. But let's read that in Psalms 49 and 3.
Psalm chapter 49 and verse 3. My mouth shall speak of wisdom, and the meditation of my heart shall be of understanding. I will incline my ear to a parable. I will open my dark saying upon the heart.
I will do what?
I will open my dark saying upon the heart.
So David wasn't playing nigga music on the harp, right? Oh, she got this, and he got the damn fingers going on the harp. He had dark sayings, mysteries, parables, riddles, allegories. A lot of those psalms are prophecies, man. In Acts chapter 2, 38 on down, David is called a prophet. This is therefore being a prophet, right? Knowing that the Most High swore an oath that in the fruit of his loins he will raise up Yahweh to sit on the throne. So when we go through this entire chapter, it is nothing but a dark saying.
And like the brother said, man, these are dark sayings, man. Let's get the book of Sirach, right, chapter 13 and verse 26. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 13 and verse 26. Right? A cheerful countenance is a token of a heart that is but prosperity, and the finding out of parables is a wearisome labor of the mind. So to find out these parables, the Lord says it's a wearisome labor of the mind, man. You may try to link this up, you going over here, you all over the place, man. It takes a king to search out a matter, like you read about in Psalms 25, man. So these parables are not plain upon tables. It takes the men of the Lord to rightly divide the word of truth. They're going to these things, man. Let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 25 and verse 2.
Proverbs chapter 25 and verse 2. It is the glory of Yahweh to conceal a thing, but the honor of kings is to search out a matter.
Right, to search out a matter. So brothers shouldn't be content with just knowing the knowledge that they should know, right? They should want to go above and beyond to figure out the prophecies and the parables and the dark sayings in the scriptures.
That's right. So let's go back to this. Let's go back to the book of Ezekiel chapter 28, and we're going to actually read verse 2 again.
Ezekiel 28 2. Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because thy heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God.
I am a what?
I am a God.
What man on the earth proclaims to be God through his actions? Esau. Right? So you have to look at this in the spirit. Go to 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Right? He has said that he is a God. He's the one who Caesar Borgia is. He's Jesus. He's God. He's the angels. He's the Last Supper. Right? He's the Most High touching Adam. Adam's a white man. Right? What is that? I can't remember the name of the painting, but you got Michelangelo on the Sistine Chapel with Adam and the Most High, and they both half naked, touching fingertips. The finger of God. That's what it's called. See that? So he pretends to be the Most High on an artistic level, on the damn all-seeing eye level. The angels watch all your moves with the so-called white man said, no, I'm gonna watch all your moves. I'm gonna track you. How was Walmart today? Give me 5 stars. Right? How did you enjoy spending time at McDonald's today? We see you. Right? They even make books about it. Big Brother, 1984, about the so-called white man watching you everywhere. Right? In England, they got I can't remember what it's called either, but they got the cameras everywhere, huh? They kind of zooming in and watching your moves. CCTV, that's what it is. CCTV. You kind of zip up your jacket. They say, hey, don't do that. Damn microphone come out and say, what are you doing? That's the so-called white man trying to be the Lord, huh? Watching your every move. Right? So let's read that.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
That's Esau, the son of perdition, meaning the son of destruction, created to be destroyed. And Yahweh will not return unless the falling away happens, which is Israel being cut off from our heritage, kicked out of our homeland. And before Yahweh returns, the man of sin has to be revealed. Right? Go on.
Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he is, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
See that? That's what the so-called white man does. Even their Pope says, okay, now abortions are okay. Right? Well, he said that we're going to rewrite the 10 Commandments. Yeah, we know what Moses did through the Spirit, but guess what? We're going to try to change things, man. So he sits upon the throne of God. Right? He's the real Jew. You understand that you're just a nigger. He's the angels. Right? When you want to be healed, who do you go to? The so-called white man. Right? You take your Tylenol, your ibuprofen, you get your surgery, and he don't, instead of going to the Most High, you're supposed to go to the Most High to be healed. The so-called white man said, no, you coming to me. Come to me right now, cough up the dough. So you have to go to the so-called white man for everything, huh? Instead of relying on the Most High. Right, go on.
Verse 5. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time.
That he might what?
That he might be revealed in his time.
This is his time right now. We pulling the mask off the so-called white man. Right? We're calling him an Edomite to his face, man.
Right.
We're no longer calling those are the Caucasians. No, we pull back those disguises. All those false names and aliases and disguises that he has come up with, we're removing all of that through the Spirit of the Lord, and we call him a damn devil to his face.
Right.
And we out there saying the so-called white man, he's the one that destroyed the earth. He's the one that polluted the minds of the people. He's the one that infested everybody with disease. He's the one that stole all of the land. He's the reason why the earth is corrupt. He is the reason why the earth is defiled. That's what it means that he might be revealed in his time. Because leave it up to man, they'll say it's Mother Nature. It's climate control. You understand? We don't know who's doing this. Right? Maybe it's the gods. No, it's a so-called white man.
Right.
So he has to be revealed before Yahweh shall return. Before the Lord returns, people going to know that the so-called white man is the damn devil. Huh? Everybody's going to know. It's through YouTube, it's on the internet, it's all on the highways and byways. Everybody, you even got Edomites exposing Edomites. Right. Writing books. I hate the government. This is why I left the government. 50,000 years of sex trafficking. And they getting killed, man. You got whistleblower Edomites. You got the dude like Dabo 007. He exposing Edomites. And he's an Edomite. Right. Arthur Koestler, other men. You got men saying we're not the real Jews. You got Edomites making YouTube videos about them being the Edomites and you being the Israelites. Right? These are the days you live in. There's one more of that.
Verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity.
For the what?
For the mystery of iniquity.
Like it says in Revelation, mystery, Babylon the Great. The mystery of sin. Who's causing sin on the earth? Who's making everybody trans, homosexuals? Who's enforcing pedophilia? Why is the earth corrupt? Who is the mystery of iniquity? For the mystery of iniquity doth what?
Doth already work.
Meaning during the time of the Apostle Paul, he already knew who was causing all hell on the earth. but he didn't break it down. Because who was set up at the time? Nero and the Roman Empire. He said the mystery of iniquity is already in action. Because Rome is America. Go on.
Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
Meaning the Most High is going to let him be the wicked until he's destroyed. Go on.
And then shall that wicked be revealed,
Read.
whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth,
Meaning through the prophets.
and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Hold on. Hey, this whole chapter, hold on, go on. One more on that.
Come. Even him.
Even him. So the mystery of iniquity is a man. It's not the spiritual demon Satan. Even him.
Whose coming is after the working of Satan.
So how are we wrong for saying the so-called white man's the devil?
Right.
All you Christians that love Paul, Paul said the white man is the devil.
Right.
That's what Paul said. But not Paul love everybody. Paul said, didn't Paul say that there's a people on the earth who are Satan in the flesh? So how's Paul writing in one chapter, the Lord loves everybody, then the next chapter is dedicated to one group of people whose working is after Satan? Child molestation, that's after the working of Satan. Bohemian Grove, offering children up to Molech, that's after the working of Satan. Cloning people, altering people's genomes, injecting you with poison, all of that is after the working of Satan. Listen, man.
You get Obadiah, right? Verse number 3, right? Because we got to bring that out. That's the classic, right? You talking about who more powerful than the so-called white man, right? Look down on you in the penthouse suites, right? Beat you down, like the brother going into. Everywhere you go, you see a statue with a so-called white man, man. Abraham Lincoln. It's all in our faces. Obadiah, verse 3, King.
It's the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, and verse number 3.
Right?
The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
What the Lord say?
The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
Have deceived thee, man. Right? All this military warfare. Right? Just because you got bombs, you got drones, you got helicopters, you got nukes, you got missiles, you got all these things don't mean a damn thing against the Lord, man. You're not going to be able to destroy the Lord in the air. He's so prideful in Revelations 19 and 19, he's going to make war with the Lamb, man. Who the hell are you to make war with Yahweh? They're going to be that smitten and that prideful that they really think amongst themselves they can destroy the Lord, man. Read on.
The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
Right, all their scientists, them making these chemicals, these bombs, all of these men, they're okay, this duration, this could blow up Texas, this could blow up this whole state. Okay, we're in good shape. They really think that they can destroy the whole earth and kill the Lord and continue to reign forever. You know?
Thou that dwellest in the cleft of the rock.
Right, nothing but a beast, man. We went into that yesterday. You just literally a beast in the mountains, man. Howling their brain at the moon. Read.
Whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to
and
the
that's
ground?
what they say in their heart. Just because they don't say it out loud at your job, well, maybe he's okay. He held the door for me. No, he gave me a piece of candy. He gave me gum. Right? That don't mean nothing, man. They say these things in their heart, man. Who we going to trust in, man or the Lord? We trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. The Lord said in their hearts, every one of them is proud, man. If they looking at you, just believe that they looking at you as a nigga. You're nothing. I'm above you. I'm forever reign. You'll never have a kingdom. You'll never have a king, man. These are the things that they say. You know?
Verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle.
And the eagle is very proud and high. It's the top predator at the food chain, man. It sits on high. It beholds everything afar off. Right? It looks. Right? An eagle can swoop when it's damn snow and pick a damn bunny up right out of the damn ground, man. And it's snow. They're very fierce predators. They behold all things and they love blood. You know?
And though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down.
Right at your highest state, thence and am I going to bring you down. Right? You can go to the book of Zephaniah, right? Chapter 2 and verse 15. Right? Because we breaking these strongholds, man. You can't be lukewarm in the truth. I had a brother ask me, well, if I don't hate the so-called white man, am I going to make it? Brother, the Lord said you shall wash your feet in the blood of the wicked, man. Your reward as a saint is to get recompense for all hell that has happened in tribulation to the saints, man. Right. Brother, you may not be the elect. Bring that up.
Come.
Come.
Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 15. This is the rejoicing city.
And that's all they do, man. Parades, right? All of these councils underground, they just rejoice and they dance. They have parades and lobster palousas, right? That's going on in Chicago right now. What else do we have? Damn, carnivals, Mardi Gras and beads, and it's just a rejoicing city. All they do is dance on a spiritual level to the spiritual demon Satan, and on a physical level, right, to corrupt the minds, man. All of these Christmas parades, the ball dropping in New York, everybody dancing and shaking, right? You know?
This is the rejoicing city that dwelt carelessly, that said in our heart.
In their heart, once again. This is what America says in their heart.
I am.
And what did the Lord say? I am that I am, man. In the book of Exodus, the 3rd chapter, verse 15 on down. So they say in their heart, they are. I am. They saying they the Most High. Read.
And there is none beside you.
There is none beside you. Didn't the Lord say that in the book of Isaiah chapter 43 and verse 11? I am the God and there is no beside me. But yet this is the rejoicing city that says the same thing, man. They're showing themselves that they are the Most High through their eyes and their heart. You know?
How is she become a desolation, a place for beasts to lie down in? Everyone that passes by her shall hiss and wag his hand.
Right, and that's plain, man. Hey, the Lord said, they say that I am. Who has the answer for everything when you go to Google? Who has the answer for everything when you go to the educational system, man? Who proclaims themselves to have every cure on the face of this earth, whatever ailment you have, man? They want to literally proclaim themselves, right, as God walking the earth. Okay.
Right. So we can go back to Ezekiel chapter 28, right? So the so-called white man, he sits in the midst of the seas, proclaiming that he is the Most High, right? He's not going to say it on the news, but through his actions. So let's read on in Ezekiel 28.
Ezekiel chapter 28 and 3. Reading over from verse 2. It says, I am a God, I sit in the seat of God in the midst of the seas.
In the midst of the seas, meaning the nations, right?
Yet thou art a man, and that God, though thou set thine heart as the heart of God.
Right, go on.
Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee.
Yeah, what does it mean that art? Now, Daniel was a wise man. All of the in-depth prophecies are in the book of Daniel, right? Daniel can dissolve doubts. He broke down the handwriting on the wall. But the so-called white man is wiser than Daniel. Let's go to real quick, Luke chapter 4 and 4. Right? Let's go to Luke 4 and 4. Right? Did Daniel know how to build an ICBM missile? Anybody know? Think Daniel know how to do that? You think Daniel knew how to tap into the spiritual demon Satan and inquire on all manifold technology and witchcraft and sorcery? No, he's wise on the left-hand side. All right, let's get that real quick.
St. Luke chapter 4 and verse 4. And Yahushua answered him, saying,
Answered the devil, saying,
it is written that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word of Yahweh.
Right.
And the devil, taking him up into a high mountain, shewed unto him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time.
Just like that, Yahushua saw America. He saw the red carpet. He saw the paparazzi. He saw the athletes. He saw the women all on it. And he probably felt the spirit and the temptation. Because when Satan hopped on you, he could put a spirit on him, like a lust spirit. So all of that could cause any man to go off, man. All your damn endorphins rolling, your adrenaline pumping. You might want more. Somebody show you that in a moment of time. Like you in the world, you're dealing with a woman, and you're in the world, and she kind of damn flash you and leave. Chick's going to be like, what the hell? In the world, what was that? What's the rush? What's going on? You want to go leave, man, and go figure out what the hell is, going on with that, right? With the Most High, the Lord sent Satan down to tempt Yahushua, showed him all the kings of the world in a moment of time. Go on.
And the devil said unto him, all this power will I give thee.
All this power will I give thee. Authority, knowledge, understanding, fame. Go on.
And the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, and to whomsoever I will, I give.
He said, the Most High gave me this to give man. That shows you that Satan works for the Most High. He said, it is delivered unto, who delivered it unto him? The Most High.
Right.
So here you go, Satan. I'm going to give you all this. So everyone that bow down to you, give it to him. Go on.
If thou therefore wilt worship me, all shall be done.
No, just a little bit.
All shall be done.
All shall be thine. Right? That's what makes him wiser than Daniel. The knowledge and wisdom and the power given to him by the spiritual demon Satan. Right? Go to Genesis real quick precept. Right? Go to Genesis chapter 3 and read verse 23.
Genesis chapter 3 and verse number 23. Therefore, the Lord Yahweh sent him forth from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from whence he was taken.
Right?
So he drove out the man, and he placed at the east of the Garden of Eden.
He placed at the east for a reason. At the east of the Garden of Eden,
cherubims, and a flaming sword was turned every way to keep the way of the tree of life.
Yeah, that's all parabolic, right? Cherubims and a flaming sword is symbolic for the spiritual demon Satan, right? To turn every way to keep man from the tree of life. It's not actual angels standing there, no, thou shalt not pass. You cannot enter. We'll go around. No, it don't work like that, man. You can't access the knowledge of Yahweh Shai, the tree of life, because you have Satan going to and fro, up and down, or how it's written, every way to keep man from the tree of life. So the Lord blinded man from accessing that immortality and that knowledge, right? Through sin, right? And through the works of the flesh. Now, at the east of the Garden of Eden, we're going to show that that's dealing with the spiritual demon Satan. Go to Genesis 4 and get straight to the point. I believe 4 and 19.
Genesis.
We start at 16.
Genesis 4 and 16. And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden.
Where did Cain go?
Dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden.
Why did Cain go to the east of Eden? What was it? What was at the east of Eden? You say what? Right, on the left-hand side. Right? That's why Cain went to the east of Eden. Why? Because the Lord told Cain, go to verse 7. Genesis 4 and 7.
Genesis 4 and 7. If thou doest well,
that's what the Lord, if thou doest well,
shalt thou not be accepted.
If you do what's right, do the sacrifice right the next time, we'll accept it. Right? Here's some grace. Go on.
And if thou doest not well,
if you still want to be wicked,
sin lies at the door.
Like Yahweh Shai knocks at the door of your mind to come in. Hey, Satan can knock at the door too. They fighting to come in. Who you gonna open up to? Right? Sin lies at the door.
And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him.
See that? The Lord told him, guess what? If you don't want to serve me, you can serve Satan. Right? And the spirit is going to have dominion over you. Cain said, that sounds good. I'm going to go check that out. I like that idea. I'm glad you gave me that option. Let me go to the east of Eden and deal with the spiritual demon Satan. And they had the same conversation that Satan had with Yahweh Shai. If thou will bow down and worship me, all shall be done. Right? Read on. Go back to Genesis 4 and read verse 17.
Genesis 4 and 17. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch, and he builded a city.
He did what?
Builded a city.
How did Cain know how to build a city all of a sudden? Do you think Adam taught Cain, well, this is how you build a city? You do this? No, he didn't teach him that. Who taught him that? The spiritual demon Satan. All the technology, the irrigation, the canals, the infrastructure, all that was taught by the spiritual demon Satan. Right? This is how the first cities were established. And the wisdom to build it came from the left-hand side. Go on.
And he built a city and called the name of the city after the name of his son Enoch.
Yeah, that's what Esau do. He builds something and call it after his own name. Right? Jump down to 20.
Verse 20. And Adam bare Jabal, he was the father of such as dwell in tents, and of such as have cattle.
So all of Cain's sons had a rapid growth of knowledge, right? How are Cain's sons the wicked, the forefathers of all technology, domestication of animals, biology, making instruments, mining, geology? All that comes from the sons of the wicked. Go on.
And his brother's name was Jubal. He was the father of all such as handled the harp and organ.
Right, go on. So the wisdom and knowledge of musical instruments and artwork and all that came from the left-hand side. Go on.
And Zillah, she also bare Tubal Cain, an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron.
Learning how to make weapons. You understand, steel, mining, digging in the ground. This came from the sons of Cain. That's why Ezekiel says, thou art wiser than Daniel. Because all of the wisdom and technology on the left-hand side started with the sons of Cain, even to this day. Right? Go on. Like Esau, he's the father of all such that make ICBMs. Right. He's the father of all such as can make clouds, right, and cause rain. He's the father of all such as can destroy cities with different types of technology. He's the father of lasers. He's the father of artificial weather. He's the father of making earthquakes. He's the father of all of this stuff that you see now. Right? He's the father of this what's that? FaceTime. Right. He's the father of all these things, man. Just like in the ancient times. So that's why we know in Ezekiel 28 is talking about the sons of Cain came back on the earth as Esau. Come on.
You can get Proverbs chapter 30, right? And verse number 18. Right, so that's why it says he was wiser than Daniel, right? Because he had all of this wisdom on the left-hand side. You got it, John.
Proverbs 30 and 18.
And so, like, we don't know those things, man. We don't know how to make bombs. Right. We don't know how to do all of this witchcraft, that make a computer screen, that make all of the lines, and now you can see me, right? Then I can disappear, I can come back. Right? That's Satan, man. Right. How can you push one button, you call somebody halfway across the world? Right. Right? Bring that up. Get top of your damn phone. He can see you. What they call them? Google Maps. Right, you see your neighbor cutting the grass, Sister Jackson, right? Deacon Jones sneaking through the window. One top of the button, and then you can kind of see that. Right. All right, bring that up.
Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 18.
Right.
There be three things which are too wonderful for me, yea, four which I know not. The way of an eagle in the air.
And everything has a just balance. It's beautiful to see an eagle in the air, but it can also be on the left-hand side to come like that eagle from afar. When you read Deuteronomy 28 and 49. Read on.
The way of a serpent upon a rock.
Yeah, it's smooth because they're so subtle. But it also could be on the left-hand side, and it can sneak up on you with witchcraft, doctrines, philosophy, right? All of this damn folly. Read.
The way of a ship in the midst of the sea.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. But it also could be those merchant ships coming from afar, man. Everything is double to that which is. And then you have a right-hand side, you have a left-hand side. Like the scriptures going into about the heart, and start from the sons of wicked. David and turned it into righteousness, man. Played the harp, and now the evil spirit left Saul. Read on.
And the way of a man with a maid.
That's why the Lord said, be wise as what? Serpents, but harmless as doves, man. You understand? You got to know the just balance. So he was wiser than Daniel because he knew all of the witchcraft and all of these things in this world. But Daniel, right, just like from beginning, Adam, he only knew righteousness.
All right, can we go back to Ezekiel?
Yeah.
Ezekiel 28, and let's read 3 one more time.
Ezekiel 28 and verse 3. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee.
Yeah, like the brother went into Esau, he know your blood type, right? How many organs he got, what cell he needs to kill you, what to put inside your system to break your brain down, but don't break your heart down. He knows all of that, what the ancient Babylonians did. He got the history from the ancient Assyrians. He got the records, the cuneiforms, and this devil done figured out everything, man. Like the brother said, you go to Google, how big is the so-and-so and so-and-so. The damn moon, the man got the mass of the moon and all the stuff. Some of the stuff he winging, and he kind of making it up as he go along. A lot of that stuff he got figured out, man. Right, go on.
Thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret thing that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thy understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasure.
Right?
By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches.
Yeah, traffic is a good thing, right? Traffic means that your society is booming, huh? When you're on a highway and you're stuck in a traffic jam, you're getting upset, but the so-called white man, he's happy, huh? Why? Because that means this city is flourishing. There's so many people buying, selling, trading, going to the store, going to the bank, people at work. Traffic is a good thing. It's no good thing if your city's a ghost town. Goddamn tumbleweed and one car kind of coming by every 10 minutes, right? Your city ain't making no money. So traffic is enterprise, right? That's maritime trade coming in. The so-called white man got planes coming in, shipping in things. So all of his traffic and his imports is due to the knowledge he got really from the ancient men of Tyre and Zidon. So the so-called white man has stole all of the knowledge from the ancient nations and made it his own. Right? He took the ancient Egyptians' philosophy of putting the Israelites in bondage. He took that. He took the Babylonian concept of Christmas and their ways and holidays and incorporated and made it his own. Even how to do trade and imports and exports, he got that from the men of Tyre. Let's get that real quick in Ezekiel 27. We're not going to read the whole chapter. The whole chapter is mean, but let's just read 27 and verse. Let's read 1 through 4.
Ezekiel 27 and 1. The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Now, thou son of man, take up a lamentation for Tyrus,
right?
And say unto Tyrus, O thou that art situate at the entry of the sea, which art a merchant of the people for many hours, thus saith the Lord God, O Tyrus, thou hast said, I am of perfect beauty.
There you have it. I am again. I am of perfect beauty. Ancient Tyre actually said that, but now America says that. Right? When you look up ancient Tyre, it was a beautiful city, man. It was fortified. It had walls built up to heaven. They made purple. They was getting money making purple, riches, gold, and it was like an island city. It was a coast. You said what? It was on a coast, surrounded by water, just like America. Same thing. Right? Go on. Yeah, if you have access to water, you're going to dominate in money, right? You're going to dominate the trade, huh? That's why you have so many wars in the Mediterranean, because who can control the trade ports the most? Right? The sea coast. If you control the sea coast, you got money coming in. They ain't have planes back then. So if you dominated the Navy, guess what? You was on fire. And Tyre and Zidon, they dominated the Navy so much where Solomon had a damn league with the men of Tyre. And there was another king who who had a navy, but his navy broke off, and the Lord destroyed it. Right? We go on.
Thy borders are in the midst of the sea.
That sounds like America. In the midst of the seas, between the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. Right?
Thy builders have perfected thy beauty.
Slaves have built up your kingdom. Just like America. We have perfected the beauty of modern day Tyre and Zidon. Go on.
They have made all thy shipboards.
Yeah, we made everything in America, huh? Right? Go on.
Of fir trees of Sinir, they have taken cedars from Lebanon to make masts for thee.
Yeah, so basically the Israelites built up the kingdom. Now, I want to jump down to verse 30. And when you read this chapter, you read about all of the trade they did, right? With all of the different ancient kingdoms. Just like America. If you look up America's imports and exports, you see they do trade with everybody. Made in China, made in Taiwan, made in Italy, made in Canada, made in Japan. All the cars are made from overseas. Right. All the technology, Germany, your Benz, all that. Your computer chips and technology, all that comes from overseas, man. They have an entire list of every country they do trade with. But we're going to see the downfall. Go to verse 30.
Verse 30. And
start at 29.
Verse 29. And all that handle the oar, the mariners, and all the pilots of the sea shall come down from their ships. They shall stand upon the land.
Yeah, this same thing is in Revelation. Right? Go on.
and shall cause their voice to be heard against thee, and shall cry bitterly, and shall cast up dust upon their heads. They shall wallow themselves in the ash.
So when ancient Tyre and Zidon was destroyed, that actually happened. You had the other nations upset because they couldn't get money off of Tyre and Zidon. That same thing is applicable to America in the last days. When America is destroyed, all our allies are going to be well. Why? Because America is the #1 importer of all these other nations. And that's how they make their money, huh? By doing trade with America. So it's the same Tyre and Zidon all over again.
That's right. You can get Revelation chapter 18 and verse 13. Right, we about to show you that. And that's an in-depth breakdown of 27th chapter of all the different trades. And it's the same thing that America does.
Revelation 18 and 13.
Let's start at 11, King.
In verse 11. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her.
And they gonna weep and mourn because there ain't no more trade going through, man. America is the chief place to do all the trade of the earth, man. It sits among the seas on a physical level and on a spiritual level. You know?
It says, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. The merchandise of gold.
We got a lot of gold going through America.
And silver and precious stones.
And precious stones, man. You go to the K Jewelers, right? What else is there? Tiffany. Right? You go to all of these different places, man. They got all of these cheap stones, man. They get them from overseas. Yep. Sierra Leone, all these different mines in Africa. They're doing a lot of trade. These diamonds don't end up in K Jewelers. And the so-called white woman, right, got a damn ribbon on it and say, you want this in pink or you want it in purple?
Right.
No, man, they got to go actually find those stones, man. And that's a lot of digging, a lot of mining, right? These things are even in the ocean, right? They got to figure this thing out, and they do trade with America because America is so-called the richest place on earth. So everything's going to go through it, you know?
And of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all dying wood and all manner vessels of ivory and all manner vessels of precious wood and of brass and iron.
Right, you go to Africa, you can't find as much things as you would find in America. You go to China, you can't find as much things as you would find in America because America does more trade. Not that its natural resources yields the amount that these other places do because they have more money and they deal with more trade. Right? You can bring out your point.
Yeah, quick point. When you look up even what are the major U.S. imports, you can look this stuff up on your own. Right? You can say, I don't believe the Bible. Well, hold on now. Even the imports of America line up directly with the imports of Babylon the Great. Right? Now, one of those imports the brother read, you read, what did you read? 13? And you read about material goods, stones, pearls, fine linen, purple, silk, wood, ivory. When you read the rest of this chapter, read about chariots, which are like your modern day cars. All that stuff is imported. So the #1 import for America is machinery, computers and hardware, electrical machinery, vehicles and automobiles, which are like your chariots, minerals, which are your what? Your pearls, your gold, your diamonds, all that in Revelation 18 is literally what America brings in. Literally, right? Pharmaceuticals, which is your different herbs that's coming in. Your medical equipment and supplies, furniture, lighting, plastics, gems and precious metals, like the brother went into, man, and organic chemicals. So all that is written in an ancient way in Revelation 18.
Well, you can pick back up at 13.
And marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves.
And slaves, man. You can't make this up, man. And slaves is going to be in Babylon.
And souls of men.
And souls of men. Give me Revelation 18:2. Why does it say souls of men, man? It says in cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil. Right now, all of these things in the ancient world, they were high commodities, man. That is way more than this listed. But these are the hot things in these ancient kingdoms that men bought, man, and used. It said, and beasts and sheep and horses, right? That's your modern day cars, Right? Your modern day planes, everything to gender as the bull, and chariots and slaves and souls of men, man. Because everybody's trapped and drunk off of Babylon. Bring it up, Ken.
Revelation 18:2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit.
Every foul spirit is going to be in Babylon, man. Your homosexuality, your pedophilia, all these laws being pushed, they starting first in Babylon, man. And you got somewhere in these third world countries in Arabia, they chopping off heads for doing these things, man. But it's accepted in America. And you can be a freak in America, man.
Right.
You can do anything you want in America, man. This is the place to do it. That's why all these different nations, they flee into Babylon so they could be themselves, man. They could live out their fantasies, the bright lights, right? The so-called land that are free and the home of the brave. This is the land that's a cesspool of different nations and philosophies and religions. Read.
In a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
And that's talking about all these different nations and their philosophies. You could go to Ezekiel 26 and verse 7.
Ezekiel 26:7. For thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will bring upon Tyrus, Nebuchadnezzar.
So they actually got destroyed. Ancient Tyre actually got destroyed, but it's coming back as America. We understand that they deal with all of these merchant ships, right? They're dealing with all this trade. They say that they sit in the midst of the seas. That's on a physical level and on a spiritual level. Read.
Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, a king of kings from the north, with horses and with chariots and with horsemen and companies and much people.
So much people is going to come and destroy Tyre, man. Just like much people, these different nations, they're going to gather together and destroy America. Read on.
He shall slay with the sword thy daughters in the field, and he shall make a fort against thee, and cast a mount against thee, and lift up the buckler against thee.
Right.
And he shall set ensigns of war against thy walls, and with his axes he shall break down thy towers.
Right.
By reason of the abundance of his horses.
By the reason of the abundance of his horses.
Their dust shall cover thee.
And they're going to sit down in the dust. Right. Didn't the Lord say Babylon's going to sit down in the dust, man? Right in the book of Isaiah chapter 47. Read on.
Thy walls shall shake at the noise of the horsemen.
And that's all of these men in the sky with war in World War III.
And of the wheels and of the chariots, when he shall enter into thy gates as men enter into a city wherein is made a breach. And
they're going to be utterly destroyed, man, like a thief in the night. That's why this thing is double to that which is.
Right. Let's go real quick. Isaiah chapter 23 and 14. Right? Like the brother said, everything is done. It was actually destroyed, man, by the Babylonians. Then they got built back up. And then Alexander the Greek destroyed them. And they haven't been in power since. Right? Isaiah 23 and 14.
Isaiah chapter 23, verse 14. How ye ships of Tarshish, for your strength is laid waste.
Right.
And it shall come to pass in that day that Tyre shall be forgotten 70 years.
Yeah, that just means a certain dispensation of time. It's not literally 70 years. Just like the Lord said in Revelation 11 and 12 that 7,000 people would die in America. That just means what? What does 70 mean? Completion. So after a certain period of time, go
on. According to the days of one king, after the end of 70 years, shall Tyre sing as an harlot.
So they were destroyed like the brother went into, but after a certain period of time, they're going to come back on the earth all over again. They're going to sing like a harlot. Who's the great harlot? America. Let's read on.
Take in heart, go about the city, thou harlot that has been forgotten, make sweet melody, sing many songs that thou mayest be remembered.
That's why all of the nations are going to trade with America, right? Something is in their spirit saying something about this country. We got to do trade with them, God. We got to send our shipments over there. We got to give them our gems, our gold, our materials. because they did that thousands of years ago through the same spirit of Tyrus and Zidon. So now America's making many songs. They're trying to be that power all over again. They had the Industrial Revolution. You understand? They had the damn technology increase. They have all these different ships and factories. And now the nations are saying, hold on now. This nation is the top nation. We remember you. Right? Go on.
And it shall come to pass after the end of 70 years that the Lord will visit Tyrus, and she shall turn to her hire.
Meaning she's a prostitute. Right? Go on.
And shall commit fornication with all the kingdoms of the world upon the face of the earth.
That's America, man. Right? Because Tyrus and Zidon only committed fornication with the kingdoms that was near them. But America now has the ability to commit spiritual fornication with everybody on the earth. And everybody's in bed with America, huh? Everybody got a McDonald's now. Go to Burger King, you climb the mountains in Afghanistan and order a Whopper, huh? You got strip clubs everywhere, right? You get damn liquor bars, churches. You might go to Iraq and it look like damn DC, man.
That's right.
Capitol buildings and everything's Americanized all over again, or Hellenized, man. Same Antiochus spirit all over again. Right? Go on.
It says, and her merchandise and her hire shall be holiness to the Lord.
Yes, like now normally the Lord said in Deuteronomy 23 that you can't bring the price of a harlot into the house of the Lord. But this is different. Her hire and her holiness is going to be dedicated to the Lord, man. Right? Go on.
It shall not be treasured nor laid up.
So all of America's wealth, mansions, stores, merchandise, go
on. For her merchandise shall be for them that dwell before the Lord to eat sufficiently and for durable clothes.
So in Jacob's trouble, you're going to be taken care of, huh? Lord have mansions, clothes, if that's part of your lot, huh? That's for durable clothing. You're not going to take the wealth of America and then bring it to the kingdom. That's not what it's talking about. Everything of America is going to be laid up for the elect, men of the Most High, huh? To dwell before the Lord, to eat sufficiently, to have food to eat, and for durable clothing. The Lord said in Ecclesiastes chapter 5, it is a miserable disease for one that lays up many treasures just to give it to somebody else, man. And that's what America's doing. Now, all of this they have laid up just for the elect to survive off of before they get destroyed.
And I gotta this literally going into all of the top countries that America does trade with, man. Number 1 is Mexico, right? 2 is Canada, 3 China, 4 Japan, 5 Germany, 6 Korea, right? South Korea, 7 the United Kingdom, 8 Vietnamese, 9 India, 10 Taiwan, right? 11 Switzerland, 12 Ireland, 13 the Netherlands, 14 Italy, and 15 France. Damn. And that's a hell of a lot, man. That's just the top ones. They do trade with all of the earth. Everybody's literally trying to get in with America in their trade, man. And that's literally the top countries, right? And it does over 692 exports a day, man. Damn. That's a lot of exports, man. When you see those big old ships, they're not just sitting there, man. Right. They're not just for show. Oh, then you kind of see the big ship, and the ship just kind of there for show, right? And it's really just a damn parade, man. That's not what that's going into, man. Those ships have to carry thousands and thousands and thousands, right, of gold, silver, brass, iron, toys, right, computers, electronics, all of these different things. They're doing trade from all the uttermost parts of the earth, man. And it's going to come a day you can get Ecclesiastes 12, verse 3. Right, all that's coming to an end, man. You're not going to continue to bring all of this trade in America because the Lord going to shut all this down, man. Right. And it's happening now if you got ears to hear, right, and eyes to see. When you go to these grocery stores, you see meat on a lower level. Now groceries and the prices are rising up, right? Bring that up.
Ezekiel chapter 12 and verse 3.
Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiastes 12 and 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble at the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of windows Dirt.
Right, the grinders cease because they are few. It's not going to be men with those 18-wheeler trucks bringing all of that food in no more, man. It's not going to be all those merchant ships, right? That's 600 that they do a day, and that's just with one country, right? Hey, these coasts have many ships. They have many merchants, and they do trade 24/7 all throughout the day, man. Are you minding your business at work? They're doing trade, bringing in thousands and thousands of goods, man. And the Lord said, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. And the grinding in these men in the society that make everything function. Right now is an old nasty white man sitting controlling the damn what they call them, the lights, man, making them green, making them red, making them what else? Yellow, right? See that? All of this is literally being ran. The lights come on and the so-called nighttime at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Somebody's running this society. And in that day, when all of the grinding gets low, the light's gonna be out, the door's not gonna lock automatically, the ship's not gonna come in, the 18-wheelers are gonna cease, and all hell gonna break loose in the society, man. And Great Babylon will be destroyed in that day, man. That's going into the famine. All hell gonna break loose with these famines on the face of this earth, man. And if you can't tell, we approaching these times. So brothers got to be built up in the faith and in the spirit to survive, man. Stop thinking you need a bug out bag. Stop thinking you need to resort to your Uncle Elroy's house because he live in the country, man, on a farm. All you got to do is come back to the Lord and pray and fast and do what our forefathers did of old.
That's right. That's right. We can go back to Ezekiel 28 and Uncle Elroy house, man.
Right.
Y'all seen people, you got your gasoline, you got your double D batteries,
Right.
AAA batteries. Don't forget your pocket generator, Band-Aids, rubbing alcohol, and your peroxide, cotton balls, Q-tips,
Flashlight,
shovel, flashlight, first aid kit, gasoline, petroleum, non-perishable, canned goods, what's some MREs in the army? Damn, stolen MREs off the base, toilet paper. Stop getting ideas, man. Oh, I forgot the toilet paper. Brother did say toilet paper. Hey, look, we stocking up on faith, man.
Right.
Now it's not a sin if you got those items, but we don't put your trust in it, man. We're not gonna tell a brother you're gonna be destroyed, but hey, brother, put your faith in the Most High, man. The Lord said in Proverbs 21 and 31. Let's get that real quick, King Bible Bishop. I don't want to, talk about it.
Proverbs chapter 21 and verse number 31. The horse is prepared against the day of battle, but safety is of the Lord.
See that? Did David go to war with no shield and sword because he knew the Lord was with him? Right? Did he say, I don't need a horse and a sword and a shield? No, I mean, he knew that you got to go to war and kill people, but the Most High fought the battle. See that? So horse is prepared for safety, but it's up to the Most High to determine if it's going to deliver you. Mike, you're not watching that horse buck off, and you start kicking, you trap you on the foot, and you die. Because you made that horse your God. You got to make the Most High Yahweh Shad, it is your God, huh? Right? So you put your trust in the Most High and not your bug out bag, but your gasoline and your compass and your magnets and your Flintstones. You can start that fire. Been watching this lucky thing. You watching damn Survivor Man all day, huh? Survivor Man and Man versus Wild, naked and afraid. That's all you watch. I didn't know how to do that. National Geographic. You stop coming to catch. You stop doing the work because you watching damn naked and afraid all day, huh? Telling you what you pretend to be her and I'll be him, right? That's awesome, man. You gotta get into the spirit of this thing. And it was a brother that actually left, man, and went to go live in the wilderness, man. He shaved his damn head off and went to go live in the wilderness, man. And now he stands outside of grocery stores and says that the nations have to pay for his groceries. He got his fringes on, he got his Bible, and then he teaching and said, this is what the Lord said, you got to pay for my groceries. Yep. Right? You don't work, you don't do the work of the Lord. A man like that not going to make it, man. Right? You can bring out 2nd Esdras chapter 16. Come, you can bring out your precept.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 3 and verse number 3. But thou, O Lord, art a shield for me, my glory, and the lifter up
of mine head, man. Right. So as the brother was going into, man, you gotta look to the Most High, man.
Right.
To be a safety, to be a shield, man. Right, and to be that buckler. Right. Verse number 4. It says, I cried unto the Lord with my voice, and he heard me out of his holy hill, Salah. Right. So when all hell breaks loose, man, and you can't be going to the damn Glocks, right, the Rugers, right, the damn bow and arrows and the swords, man. You gotta call upon Yahweh shot in that day, man. Right? Verse 5, it says, I laid me down and slept, I awake, for the Lord sustained me. I will not be afraid of 10,000 of people that have set themselves against me round about. Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God, for thou hast smitten all my enemies upon the cheekbone. Thou hast broken the teeth of the ungodly, right? Right, so the Most High, he's going to be the one to break all these nations in pieces, man. Right, the same way, the Lord, he can put a spirit on 2 she-bears, right, to come down and devour 40 and 2 children. And the Lord, he can put a spirit on horses, lions and bears, to come and protect you in those last days, man. And put a spirit on a raven or a dove to come and bring you food, man. Right. The same way the Most High did for our forefathers in the ancient times, man. Right?
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. Let me get 2nd Ezra 16 and 43 real fast. And that bug out bag not gonna matter, man. Right? That ain't gonna mean a damn thing. You know why? This is what the Lord said.
2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 43.
We'll start at 42.
42. He that occupieth merchandise as he that hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein.
Right, you could build all your little secret basements and your little tunnels leading to your underground place. You're gonna shut it, put hay on top of it, and then you laughing with your wood and your gasoline. Hey, they're gonna break into that thing, man. They're gonna figure that thing out, man. In that day, man, bread is gonna be like gold, man. 1 loaf of bread. If you got a backpack on, it's like you got $1 million in your right hand, man. They're gonna see that backpack. They're going to snatch that backpack off. They're going to dig through it. They're going to stab you up, man. That sweet old lady across the street, man, her house getting broken into, man. The one that used to give you candy on your way to school, right? The one that you could stay in her house when you got locked out before moms got home, right? Hey, people breaking into her house, man. There's nothing that she could do about it, man. If she's not in this truth and protected by the Lord, she's going to be destroyed. Read on.
He that soweth as if he should not reap, so also he that planted the vineyard.
Right, and that's not always on a physical level. You can sow in to get things. You may buy all of these things like brothers are going into. That's just the same as sowing, right, and planting a vineyard to gather fruit. You may buy all of these things and get the increase for them. Read.
As he shall not gather the grape.
And you're not going to reap everything that you bought. Because the Lord said you're going to be a pilgrim on the earth, man. Right. How you going to walk around with all of these goods, man? You're going to look like a target. You got that brother that got a hole in his shirt. He got no shoes on. His feet hurt. And you got a brand new damn Timberlands on, man. A hat backwards. A big old backpack with gloves on and a radio, man. You're going to get jumped. Right. That's plain, man. You're going to look like the lick, man. Right. They're going to get you together, man. And ain't going to be no so-called police to call, man. You know?
They that marry as they...
Oh, that's it on that. That's it on that.
I got one more. Verse 45. And therefore they that labor in vain, for strangers shall reap their fruit and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take their children captive. Damn. For in captivity and famine shall they get children, right? Right? Got the word.
Right, so when all hell break loose, man, Jacob's trouble, World War III, man, like the brother said, man, the old sweet lady across the street, man, right? The old elder Willie, man, right? Down the block, man. They gonna be getting their houses broken into, man. They stealing all their goods, man, all their food, man. And if they don't, open up the door, they gonna get put to death, man, and overthrown, plain upon tables, man, right? Because there's gonna be famine, pestilence, like mad men sparing none in those last days, man, all hell is going to be breaking loose, man. You going to have people that eating people, man, right? Because what? Hey, it's no food, man. It's desolate, man. Right?
Yeah, you see how the spirit works? What's the name of this breakdown? Ezekiel 28. Now we're going into damn Jacob's show, man. That's what the Lord said. I'm going to shift the spirit a little bit, man. Right. I want to get a quick precept. 2nd Ezra 6 real quick. Right? 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 24.
2nd Ezra 6 and 24. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run.
See that? So your friend gonna fight like your enemy in that day, huh? All right, like I always say, it's gonna be 4 in the morning. You're gonna be sleeping. You're gonna hear that knock at your door. You know that police knock, right? Everybody know that police knock. Right? And you're gonna wake up. What the hell was that? And your son's gonna say, "Who was that?" You're gonna put your hand over his mouth because you know that's somebody coming for your food, right? And then you're gonna try to open the door. They're gonna try to bust in there. Right. You're gonna kind of put your foot down there. It's like your foot gonna go down there. He gonna try to get in there. You gonna push back. He gonna push back. Whoever's strongest, they gonna get that food, right? And they gonna take your son. We just run it. They're gonna take your son captive. They're gonna be selling sons. People gonna be selling women. I give this woman for a loaf of bread, right? All hell is gonna break. You see these women out here dressing like anything. You think Jacob's gonna ask them for a date, and Jacob's trouble? You think they're gonna buy them flowers? Get on one knee, marry me, right? You're not gonna be on first base and got second base and third. Hey, they're gonna do what they gotta do, right? They're gonna do what they gotta do. Now, if you don't have, that's what the Lord said. A man should be as a hiding place, man. And 7 women gonna take hold of one man. Women gonna be getting jammed up. You know? Why these chicks gonna be getting jammed up, huh? You see what they do to Jake in prison when Jake don't do, you know, you gotta grab up a dude. So if you're not on fire, you're gonna get grabbed up, huh? Man and woman. Right? This is real, man. Like the brother said, people gonna be eating people. That's 2nd Kings chapter 6. The Lord gonna be sending apparitions and demons like Wisdom of Solomon. Chapter 17. It's gonna be pitch black. All hell is gonna break loose, man. You see that? Quick announcement, right? You know we always watching through the spirit. It's on World Events Live, right? Quick side note update. The US, the UK, and Israel are all considering retaliation options against Iran following the oil tanker attack that killed 2 days ago. Two days ago. Israel has sent intelligence proving the attack was conducted by Iran. The damaged ship was boarded, investigated, and escorted by U.S. Navy. See, that's we got the UK, Israel, and Iran ready to get World War III started. While Jake, you sitting at home eating the Funyuns, cracking your toes, man. Got the live plan, and you got ESPN playing at the same time. We can go on. Let's go back to Ezekiel 28. Oh, yeah, precept. Right, let's go back to Ezekiel 28. Right?
Ezekiel chapter 28 and verse number 6. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, because that thou hast set in thine heart as the heart of God, behold, therefore, I will bring strangers upon thee.
Yeah, those are the heathen, right? The heathen, they're strange to American soil. They come here kind of for fun, but the military, they're strangers to the American military. Speak a different language, different battle formations, different military might. Go
on. The terrible of the nation.
Like who? Iran. America's actually scared. They're terrified of China. They actually did a war simulation and said, guess what? If World War III kicks off, we're going to lose. They even came out and said that we'll lose to China and Russia if it ever got to. Their general said that. Right? So these are the terrible of the nations. And I hope it kicks off. I'm watching, I'm on the live, I'm hitting the refresh button right now, man. Hoping the damn bomb drop, man. Right? Let's go on.
And they shall draw swords. And they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom.
Yeah, they're ICBM missiles, which are their modern day swords.
and they shall defile thy brightness.
Brightness. That's why the Lord said in Job 18:5, the light of the wicked shall be put out. That's his brightness. His brightness is what? His wisdom, his knowledge, his understanding. Your brightness is what? The law of the Most High. That's what gives you light. Esau's light is predicated on witchcraft, sorcery, religion, democracy, politics, and lies. You got a question up? 18:5. Let's read it out. Let's bring it up. Job 18:5.
It's the book of Job to the 18 and verse 5. Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine.
See that? His brightness is going to be depleted, which is parabolically known as his brightness, and the spark of his fire is going to be extinguished by these other nations. Right? Let's go on. In Ezekiel 28. We're going to read through 10. Then what?
Come. Right? Ezekiel 28:8. It says, they shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the death of them that are slain in the midst of the sea.
Right?
Wilt thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am God? But thou shalt be a man and no God in the hand of him that slayeth thee.
Nobody talks more than the Most High. The Most High do the most talking, man. Because he can do the most talking. You see the Most High, man. Right. It's the Lord talking that talk. He said, you saying that you are God. Are you going to be saying that when the ICBM missiles are on your land, man? Are you going to say that you are God when the chariots are destroying you? Are you going to say that you are God when Russia invades, when China blows up your ship? Damn, you're not going to be saying that, man. That's the Lord talking that talk. Like we always say, you can't read the Bible like an old nasty white man, right? Will thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am a God. But you can't read it like that, man. You got to get into this thing. You got to visualize. You got to paint the picture in your mind. You got to stop at the commas. You got to get excited at the exclamation point. You got to envision the prophecies, man. Right? Let's read on.
Thou shalt die the deaths of the uncircumcised.
What the Lord say?
Thou shalt die the deaths of the uncircumcised.
Right?
By the hand of strangers. For I have spoken it, saith the Lord Yahweh.
See that the Lord have spoken it. And that's the downfall of America in the Bible. Known as Tyrus and Zidon, known as Babylon the Great, known as Nineveh, known as Egypt, known as the modern day Medes and Persians, modern day Greco-Roman Empire. It's the downfall of Babylon the Great.
Right? On militarytimes.com. Right? You can check that out. Hold on. Bear with me. Right? On militarytimes.com, it says, if Russia started World War III, here's how it would go down. This how it's kicking off. It says, bear with me. If drawn into war against Russia, U.S. and NATO forces would first begin combating Russian cyber attacks, misinformation, and third-party scenario forces and retired Jin. It said, nevertheless, the Russians could seize and intimidate and more quickly putting the U.S. at a big disadvantage. And they put that out there, man. That's literally out there on militarytimes.com, man. And they already know that because they know how many damn nukes, they know how many bombs, they know how much military warfare these different nations have. And it's up right now. And they're already pronouncing that, man. That Russia will utterly destroy. Yeah, they're going to say it real nice. You know, it's a disadvantage. We may not make it. Might be a fight. No, that means they're going to get bombed to shreds, man. They're going to come down to dust. They've been had the Satan 1 and Satan 2, man. They've been had all of these bombs. They're just gearing up with more and more military warfare, man, to the Lord in that day. Let me get the book of Isaiah, chapter 54 and verse 16, man. This is what the Lord said. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. I have created the waster to destroy, man. And the Lord created that, man. The Lord put it in the spirit of these damn men to create all of these bombs that clear out land masses, man. And the Lord's going to have that executed in that time. They don't have all of these bombs for show. They don't. The Chinese man don't do all of this for fun. They had their little parades, right? They dance around, right? In uniform. No, they getting ready for war, man. All hell about to break loose on the face of this earth. India has nuclear weapons, ICBM missiles. China has it. North Korea has it. The Russians have it. The United States have it. All of this is gearing up for World War III, for the Battle of Armageddon, man. If you're not watching and standing on fire, you're going to get caught out there and utterly destroyed, man. Exactly.
And with that, pump your shovel.
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 That's the end of the Sabbath service. Kenneth the captain do the work. Shalom.
Shalom.